Hi, my name is Karen Lemieux, Karen Lemieux.
The most challenging thing that I experienced was recovery from childhood abuse. Can't even start. Which was obviously a long time ago. It was really profound sexual, physical, and emotional abuse. Recovery was intense and long and painful. I hope I'm of a generation that we won't see too much anymore. I came to know my own life by flashback. I had no memory of my childhood. I thought that was normal. I thought children just didn't remember. So in my 20s, I started to recall through flashbacks what had happened. First, having a sense about what was happening, but not knowing who. And then later the who came, who I was being abused by, and it was both of my adoptive parents. And eventually, I became really depressed and suicidal. And I took to bed for 7 months. And I had 2 children. And so my partner at the time took over the care of the home and the 2 kids. And eventually he left. He said, I didn't know what to do for you. I couldn't help you. So that was in my early 20s. And I ended up suppressing all of that all over again for another 2 decades. Because I lost the man that I loved as a result of the abuse. So it was another 20 years before it started to come up again. I functioned on top of everything. And when it surfaced again, if you believe what Dr. Christiane Northrup says, is you enter menopause as a woman, any unhealed trauma will show up again. So I think that might have been partly what triggered it. So it started to come up again. And it was worse than before. So I found my way into treatment again with, fortunately, a healer that was really good at trauma. But it was really painful, really painful. It's like when you separate out what you felt, what you thought, and the emotions and physical sensation, and you travel back through the experience to surface it, to heal it and release it. We didn't do it on purpose. It was just bubbling up on its own. You feel all of it all over again. So what I realized was I was abused for 15 years, and then I self-abused for twice that long after. I don't have an answer for that. I think it's just we're conditioned, So there's a whole list of correlates with sexual abuse, like obesity, promiscuity, addiction, underemployment, difficulty in relationships, right? So you go down the whole list. You can check me off all the correlations. So for probably 30 years, I drank. To cope. I don't know how I would have gone by without it. But once I started working on the trauma and healing the trauma, the addictions went away. So if I had to explain it, I don't know if I can explain it, but all those things that I did to hurt myself, that were really an attempt to help myself, started to just fall away. I remember for me, I wasn't aware, but it was like I had one foot in life and one foot in death. I didn't want to be here. I felt like life was like a wet finger in a live electrical outlet. It was dangerous. It was like when you're not dangerous in your home, when you're not safe in your home, and you're not safe in your bed, and you're not safe in your body, there's nowhere safe. I didn't want to be here. But I didn't overtly kill myself. I just slowly did it, tried to do it doing, not consciously. But when I finally got to the place where I do want to be here, I do choose life. It felt like I had been living underground and my whole life, and I poked my head up like at the grass level, and it was like there was this whole life going on above the surface of the earth that I didn't even know existed. And I was like, wow. So if there's this, there's a possibility there's this, and then there, there's more. I had no idea life could be good. I had no idea. Now I know. And so, right, I hope that it inspires other people to know that you can heal from anything that is possible. And we're living in an age where healing can happen more quickly. For me, it feels like it's taken a lifetime, but we've moved into the age of consciousness, and this healing can happen so much more quickly than it has happened in the past. And so absolutely, I want people to know that it's altogether possible. In whatever stage they're in, however long it takes, there's no rules. If it takes you 20 years, 30 years, if it takes whatever, it's your path. It's okay.
You are not crying.